How to manage your assistant. If you are a crazy busy CEO that can't find time to even breathe, then this video is for you. You know, when I started off in business, I was always doing everything myself. And really the straw that broke the camel's back was when I was 26, I was in the office, I was working 100 hours a week, and every Sunday, I would go into the office by myself for 3 to 4 hours just to process freaking mail. Piles of mail would come in throughout the week, and I had to sit there and triage it. And after like months of this, I just thought there needs to be a better way. So I hired an assistant, and her name was Lisa. And she came in and she tried to help me, but I always felt like there was always more work to do, and I could have got it done faster if I did it myself. And this is where things shifted. I want to share this with you guys, is I decided to start videotaping my process and talking about it out loud so that she could just watch the video without me. And then what was cool is if something happened to Lisa, if she was sick or she didn't work out long term, I already had the video to train the next person. But that isn't the strategies I want to share with you guys. It's just the first beginnings of me even understanding that working with an assistant was a good thing. And then recently, I was at an event and this guy presented, his name was Tim, and Tim shared and he challenged all of us. And this is the first thing I want to share with you guys. He challenged all of us to give our assistants access to our inbox. And I got to tell you, for 15 years, I have treated my inbox like it's a sacred location of information and just wouldn't even think like that was a possibility to have somebody else do that. I didn't want somebody responding to my emails, etc. And then he showed us a really great framework. So I want to teach you guys this. So not only do you give access to your inbox to your assistant, but what you do is you create a special tag or a folder, depending on what system you use, that your assistant puts emails into for you to review. So that means, check it out, all the new emails that come into your inbox, you never see. You should never, ever, trust me, slap you on the hand if you do this, never check your inbox main area. You should only be checking where your assistant filters, based on conversations you've had, the right emails that need your attention, and everything else should be hers. I mean, think about this. Would you let anybody walk off the street into your office and just interrupt you? No. Why do you allow yourself to be like that or get treated like that with your inbox? Every day, your inbox is probably a public to-do list of other people's tasks or goals or needs of you, and you don't even think twice to allow people to do that. So I'm going to challenge you. Not only one, give your assistant full access to your inbox, but then more importantly, triage those emails and only have one folder or a tag, depending on what system you use, that is just for you to review. Everything else is up to her. And then if you need to set up time to review that, you can do that. So that's number one. Give your assistant access to your inbox. Number two is build a system to process your email. You know, to me, this is really important. It's not only good enough to just talk to them, but actually write it down. Talk about emails that have unsubscribe in it. Those go in a certain folder called newsletter, whatever it is. You can start thinking about automated systems for emails, for managing your calendar, for scheduling travel, whatever it is, you want to sit down and work with her to document the way you think. Again, back to that example I gave you with Lisa, videotaping what I was doing was step one. But after that, it was quickly documenting because, again, you will sleep so much better at night knowing that if, God forbid, something happened to your assistant, somebody else could come in, follow the procedures, and get 70, 80% ramped up by themselves. It's really important that not only do you do the videos or document the process, but ensure you're doing it for them. And then what's great and what's happened over the years for me is it allows you to scale out your assistant. So you can have virtual assistants do essentially work for your assistant. She becomes the manager of all these other tasks. So that's really important. Now, the third thing I want to share with you guys is to have a weekly meeting. You know, every week you should be sitting down with your assistant so that she can talk to you about the different aspects of travel or your calendar or conflicts or emails that she doesn't understand how to respond. You need to give her that space, 30 to 60 minutes, where she can come to you and you don't even have to think about it because you know that it's scheduled and nothing will get dropped. You know, having that weekly meeting with your assistant is key. And again, the outcome of that is to improve the systems that she's documenting and be more responsive. And just, sure, things are going to happen where they respond a certain way and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. But that's okay. For the very few times that happens, the bandwidth increase that it gives your brain to think about new ideas and strategies and frees up your time to spend with your family or other coworkers or work on your business is going to be invaluable. So the key, again, I want to wrap up by just recapping quickly. One, give them full access to your inbox, and you can do that through different ways. But more importantly, have them put the emails that require your attention into a specific folder, and that is the only folder you look at. 2, make sure that she's creating processes for you to make sure there's longevity and training long-term. If something should happen to that assistant, you need to bring somebody else in, or even for her to scale out her abilities by hiring other assistants to work for her. Yes, this is a real thing. I have that, and it's amazing because it helps alleviate a bunch of pressure and time on my primary assistant. And then the third thing is to have that weekly meeting where it's scheduled, there's an agenda, you're reviewing things that she doesn't know how to respond, you're talking about travel, you're improving the systems or processes, and that to me just allows you to have some clarity and some peace of mind knowing that it's there for that purpose. So those are the 3 things I want to share with you. I want to ask you guys to leave a comment below. If you don't have an assistant, or if you do, what would you ask that assistant to do today? What could she help you with in your business? There are things I know I'm guaranteed that you're doing that you should not be doing in your business, that somebody else could be supporting you. What are those activities? What are those projects? List those below as a comment. Please like this video. I want to challenge you guys to live a bigger life and a bigger business, and I'll see you next Monday.